has a lot of experience worldwide. There are so many countries, especially if we are just talking about our neighbors country, like Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Nepal, Dhaka, Bhutan, and whatsoever. One of the most European countries, especially Oxford University. Yes, he visited and honored, and he represents our country on the dais of such remarkable and honored program. Recently, he has been awarded with Ganesh Shankar Vidyarthi Award. Such kind of actually achievements, with when I just start to be counted from 1 to the last, that is a number of uncountable. I have just announced one by one, but as we know that there is a slot of time limitations, so not so we going ahead. I would like again to give this opportunity to our Honorable Vice Chancellor of MCRP Bhopal. Sir, I again heartiest welcome you and invite you for your keynote address. And just before it, again, I, on behalf of both ERMA as well as Dayalbagh Deemed University, I welcome you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Am I audible, Professor Verma?
Yes, sir. You are fantastic audible.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Greetings from Asia's first journalism university, and a good evening to all the dignitaries who are present here. I see on the screen Dr. Vijay Dikshit, convener, Dr. Bhavana Jori, who is the workshop chair, Professor Vijay K. Gangal, who is the patron, and also thank you, Professor Verma, for that very warm introduction. And the young president of the forum, that's Dr. Kapil Raj Chandoria. Congratulations to Excel Research Management Association and the Dayalbagh Educational Institute. It's a deemed to be university for organizing this 7 days national workshop on research methodology for social sciences. I'm really impressed by the names of the speakers and the subjects that have been allotted to them over the next 7 days. I'm sure that the deliberations would be really fruitful for all the participants. Well, in fact, I had other programs which I have to attend in the evening, but Kapil wanted me to be there at any cost. So, I said that yes, though briefly, if the researchers from and faculty members from across the country are joining, then, I have no option but to at least come and greet them. So basically, that's what I have come for. I just wanted to say just a couple of things. One, you see, we at Makhalal Chaturvedi National University of Journalism and Mass Communication have become the first university in the country to roll out the National Education Policy, NEP. We have rolled out 7 new courses. And now this is, the NEP is a great opportunity for all of us. And particularly, we have always been talking about India becoming a Vishwa Guru. Now this Vishwa Guru is possible not through military might, not through economic power alone, but we have to emerge as a knowledge power in the world. Indians have always done exceedingly well across the globe. I'm told that a large number of the top 100 CEOs of the world have their origins in India. Even the US Vice President today has an Indian link and an Indian connection. Here you have prime ministers and presidents in different countries, including Portugal, including many other countries, who have presidents and prime ministers of Indian origin. So we have 1/5 of the humanity in India. Now, in this kind of a scenario, let us also accept one fact that despite Indians doing exceedingly well globally, whether it is NASA or Silicon Valley, you also find that Indian institutions, very few Indian institutions figure in the top 100 global institutions. And one reason, if you ask me, for that is our poor emphasis on research and publication. And it's very important that as a nation, we have to convert our learning and teaching institutions into robust research institutions. Now, that is possible only through a concerted effort, and that's what the NEP hopes to do. They have created a National Research Fund, which would be an umbrella, the National Research Foundation, which would be an umbrella organization to fund research activities across the country, bringing all research funding under one roof. We currently also have a research, whether it is ICSSR, I happen to be a research council member of the ICSSR. We have CSIR, we have a lot of research institutions. But as universities, as colleges, we don't do much of research. And the emphasis on quality has not been up to the mark. Globally, universities are known for their research and their patents. But we in India, there are some universities which are doing very well, but we have not, been very particular about research quality. How do you assess the quality of a research? One is by the topic. What is the kind of topics that we are, the subjects which we are researching? Secondly, how is it socially relevant? Because if research should have a goal, it could be influencing policy change, it could be influencing, public sentiment. How our research is going to shape public thought, how our research is going to shape policy, I think at the end of the day, that's going to matter. Research should not be, or even writing a research paper, unfortunately for many, have come to be identified with, or have become synonymous with API scores. So I will publish a research paper. The objective is a score as per the API norms rather than doing a quality research. Our people have immense potential. They have been doing good research. But the thing is that it's important that it becomes part of our culture. We have to develop a research culture in our institutions, our universities. Our universities should be outward looking. We should be looking at how we can become relevant to the society at large. Now, in the post-pandemic age, how universities can become relevant to the community in which it is present, to the city, to the state where it is present, where it is located, and how it can help governments in implementation of their welfare policies. How we can ensure a feedback mechanism to ensure that the people at large benefit from it. So institutions and universities should become think tanks at large, and these think tanks should be consulted by state governments whenever they frame policies, and that is possible only if we engage ourselves in meaningful research. So from pure learning and teaching institutions, we have to move forward and become research and publication institutions. We should have high quality publications at par with global standards. That's important. Only then we would be able to actually make India a Vishwa Guru, how it is relevant to the people at large, how our research findings are on the aspirations of the people, on the difficulties that they face, and how we can make technology relevant to the people at large. I mean, for example, I'll just give you an example. I mean, most of you are doing research in social sciences. I think I would be really looking forward to, in the coming days, a lot of research proposals on how COVID has impacted our society. I would like to read more of research papers on this online education. Everybody is now talking about online education. But what about the digital divide? How many people in the rural areas have been deprived of education because of this online education? How the shortage or paucity of gadgets has restricted a lot of youngsters from accessing knowledge. I would like to know that. How the limited accessibility of the internet, affordability of the internet, has restricted the poorer section of the society in, accessing education. I would like to know how, in the rural areas, the primary healthcare system has been able to cope up with the COVID menace. I would like to understand how, how the society as such responded to the COVID situation, which was unprecedented in human history. I think as a society, as social science researchers, we should be looking at it, at technology, at how it has impacted. I'm certainly impressed by the fact that, yes, today from 5-year-old to, a 95-year-old, everybody is hooked onto the social media. People are now having mobile phones. But how has it psychologically impacted them? How has it physiologically impacted them? I think that these are issues that should be the subject of social science studies in the coming days, because COVID has really opened because this is something that is unprecedented. I would like to, this society would immensely benefit, because one is not sure whether now the third wave is coming, the fourth wave is coming, but we have enough lessons from the first wave itself, from the second wave itself, on various aspects of society, various dimensions of the society, the urban-rural divide, the migration, reverse migration from the urban areas to the rural areas. There are so many aspects, the implications of the COVID on the differently abled, the implications of the COVID on women, both working women and women in households, with men all the time being at home. How has it impacted homes? How has it impacted domestic life? This is something, these are things that sociologically we should all be looking at. So there are many issues. So let us not be looking at the same old stereotyped subjects that we are looking at. I think that this society has ample, things to study from the, this COVID-19. It has taught us a lot of lessons, and I'm sure that social science researchers would walk that extra mile, would work that extra hour to actually bring home, certain tough but real home truth for us to understand that all this brouhaha about online education, at the ground level, what is the situation? I think these are things that we need to work about, so that our governments can adequately respond to those situations, so that next time when these things happen, we are better prepared. I think that is the effort, that should be the effort of social science research, that how as a society we can be prepared to meet the challenges of the day. So, COVID is just an example. I'm sure so many things are happening across the globe, travel restrictions and so many things related to COVID also. So I'm sure that, we will do quality research which would be globally studied. And for me, the benchmark for good research is not just a PhD. For me, the benchmark of a good research is articles in leading international publications, research papers, and number two, the maximum number of citations that our scholars would get. For me, that would be the benchmark. I'm sure this workshop would really help our scholars who are present, who are attending in large numbers in this conference, to understand how to do an excellent job, how to do research, not necessarily as they say that success is not about doing different things, but doing things differently. So how you do research differently, how you will make it meaningful, I think it would depend on that. My best wishes to all the participants and the organizers. I'm sure the deliberations would be really very fruitful to you, the 7-day deliberations, and it would really immensely benefit not just you, but the society and policymakers at large. Thank you to both the organizers, for inviting me and sparing your valuable time to listen to me. Wishing you all the best. Thank you so much. Thank you. I hope I have not exceeded my time limit.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. And we are honored actually with your not only presence but all your wise words, because your wise words are blessings for us, and especially for the youths, researchers who are present at this time during this 7 days national workshop. And now, not more than that, one more thing I want to add regarding Professor Suresh sir. He has also created a milestone records at Makhanlal Chaturvedi Rashtriya Patrakarita Vishwavidyalaya Bhopal to be just start not only but launched at first initiative taken, and the Mimamsa. Am I right, sir? Mimamsa, the publication started, and that is at present scenario is in.
We have revived our research journals.
Yes.
Journal. It's a quarterly, bilingual, blind peer-reviewed research journal.
Yes, sir. Double blind peer-reviewed.
It's, though the name is Media Mimamsa, it's also about not just about media and communication, but also about computer sciences. It's also about management. It's also about library science, because our university offers all these disciplines.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. And not well taken much more time, I would like to again invite the next, our most honorable Professor Dr. Bhavna Johri ma'am, the key chairperson of this workshop conduction as well as idea. Now, ma'am, I heartiest welcome you on behalf of both ERMA and also Dayalbagh Deemed University, and invite
you
for regarding
Thank you very much.
Just highlights the this workshop.
Yes, so thank you so much, sir. I just first of all want to thank Dr. Kapil sir for his great effort in organizing this workshop and his association, and just want to brief up about his association. Excel Research Management Association, founded by the 5 passionate young academicians as well as the researchers. Dr. Kapil Raj Chandoria, who is the president, Dr. C.V. Verma, secretary, Dr. Vijay Dixit, treasurer, Dr. Mohan Singh, vice president, and Dr. Neetu Singh Yadav, co-secretary. In year 2015, it was established and it was registered in 2016. Today, Excel Research Management Association is well known in India. They have 11 executive members out of 1,100 life members in this association. And the main objective of this association is to promote the good research quality work. And for that, they have organized many workshops, many conferences, and did a great effort. Today, making this workshop special and so successful, the entire team, I want to congratulate you all. We have 1,176 participants after 20 states, and this is a great achievement. And all the efforts goes to Dr. Kapil for making this effort team and doing so hard. Now, coming back to the topic or a theme of this workshop, I just want to brief us with a little bit about research methodology and what actually the participant will be getting in this workshop. The research methodological, we all know that methodology is critical component in the training for any research program. And seldom with receiving the attention it deserves the most academic institutions in India. This FGP seeks to be bringing the various faculties to express their own views in conceptual and methodological issues involved in using specific research framework. The workshop will not only deal with the problems of the non-clarity of the research methodology, but also research-related problems to be solved out with the fact of facing during the research work. Few of the questions which I framed is like how to develop a framework of a research, which methodology to follow, which criteria of the data will be the most suitable for the study, which tool should be used in the data collection, could be the right sample size of my research, how to analyze my data, which statistical tool should be used for analyzing the data, which statistical software is suitable for applying this statistical tool of my research. SPSS, we all know about SPSS model, is analyzing the data of testing and framing the hypothesis, how to work of the other researchers to be quoted by plagiarism, how I should reference my working, how should I utilize my presentation in thesis, dissertation, research work, or an article faced by a researcher while writing in a research work. So these are few questions which I pointed, and that is this workshop gives you the clarity. This workshop will give you the answers of all those questions which start from zero to the writing up or summarizing your dissertation or a thesis or a research paper or maybe an article. So this present workshop is attempt to provide each and every answer to the queries of the scholars or say the researchers, and you will get it more benefited by the base, need and genuine answers. We all know SPSS is a popular software program and that is being used by everyone today, but how to handle it? How to put a right data at a right application to get a right result, that is to be learned up. And for that, this workshop gives you a benefit, will provide you the how to collect the data, how to work on in a right effective way to get a right answer, right updating data. And the entire team is working and did a great effort in organizing and solving all those answers which are somehow being discussed with all of us, and concluding a few of the topics which will be covered in the next 7 days with us, and hope you will be getting benefit. So good luck to everyone, the all participants, and I hope whatever the questions you are starting with this workshop will be ended with a successful results. Thank you so much.
Okay, so thank you once again, ma'am. Undoubtedly, with such kind of the overall highlights of this 7 days National Research Methodology Workshop on social sciences, we are now conducting this workshop through online mode, as we know, because now it is the time of COVID pandemic, and recently our honorable chief guest, honorable vice chancellor of MCRPB University, as well as our key chairperson of this workshop, has discussed. So not only our main motive should be become safe and secure, but also to conduct such kind of academic programs through which we can be spread out the actual knowledge of research. And undoubtedly, I hope not only on behalf of the joint efforts from Excel Research Management Association and Dayalbagh Educational Institute or deemed university from Agra, just created another milestone. So now, not to be taken much more time, I would like to invite Professor Dr. Vijay Kumar Gangal sir for their presidential address or keynotes. Presently, he is working as a head of the department at Faculty of Commerce at Dayalbagh Educational Institute in University Agra. Sir, I heartiest welcome you for our presidential keynote.
Thank you, Dr. Verma. Am I audible to you?
Yes, sir. You are audible. You are audible and most welcome.
So, thank you, Dr. Verma, Dr. Dixit, Dr. Kapil, and all my participants. Before please allow me, Vermaji, just to present my slides. Dixit sir, Dixit ji, please allow me to present. Okay, just a minute. So you have to allow to me. Yes. Okay. Now is it presentable? Okay.
Yes, sir. Now you can go ahead.
Okay. Now, as our chief guest, Professor Suresh ji, just said, the good research doesn't mean only the PhD. The good research means the good papers from it and the good number of citation. So the question is, how we can go for good research? And today I'm talking about the research, but why? Okay. Now, whenever you are saying to do the research to our young faculty or to our young researchers, they put a very blunt question in front of us: why should we go for the research? Okay, and the most of the people are taking the research in present scenario just to get the degree of the PhD. But the research is not merely a means to get a degree of the PhD. The research has a lot of things. If you see this particular slide, you know that the word teacher ends with R and the word research starts with R. So what does it mean? Initial stage, when a young teacher come into class, he just following his teachers, what he has learned from his teachers. But later on, he developed himself or herself through the research. So this is, the research is a new birth of a teacher. And that's what I'm saying. The teacher is the consumer as well as the producer, okay, about the research of this. Now, before we talk, why should we go for the research? If we carefully go through the word research, we will try to find out itself what is the research is. If you see the word R, the first letter of the research, is very clearly telling you the rational way of thinking or approach for the decision making. So in my point of view, it's a very clear that the research is not a mere degree of PhD. It's a add a additional feature in your personality where you can take the right decision at right time with logical approach. Then, if we talked about the second letter of the research, we have the E, experts or exhaustive treatment. During the research, whatever the research problem we are taking, we are giving the exhaustive research treatment for that particular problem to get the right solution. And we work as an expert. If you see the third letter of the research, it's the search for solution. Whatever the problem we have, we try to find out the solution of it. Then, in an exact way, and most importantly, whenever you are going for the solution, you are not going to the solution on the basis of mere your experience or your sixth sense. You are taking the solution of your research problem with the help of analysis of the adequate data. And to analyze the adequate data, we need the assistance, we need the help of such kind of the workshop where we can analyze our data. Then, whatever the facts we have, whatever the variables we have in our research, we try to find out the relationship between them. So the research is try to find out the causal relationship. And then if we come to the C, the careful recording of the data, critical evaluation, or we can say the generalization of the results in a condensed manner. Last but not the least, the H, the honesty and the hard work. Honesty, no copy at all, and do our original work. So if you see the such kind of the analysis of the word research, where there is a scope for the only mere PhD. Well, the research, as I just said, is an addition in your personality, which helping you to understand your real life problem in a different way and to find out the different solution of your problems. So now we come to our topic back. Now if you see the research, why? Okay, well, we know that for any work, there are the two major factors. One is our push factors, which compel us to do it. And the same thing happens in case of the research too. Well, most important, as I just said, the research means the mere PhD. Why we are running behind the PhD? Because as per the government policy now, effective teaching, the research is important. The research helps you to find out what is going on new in your specific domain, your subject domain. So just forget the latest knowledge in your subject domain. The research is important. So the teaching practices and a professional approach is developed in a teacher by the research. Then, as I just said, the knowledge enrichment or the expansion of the knowledge, whenever for a research purpose, we are going for a review of literature, then how many papers we are reading, isn't it addition in your knowledge base? Of course, yes. And in addition to that, the curriculum design. What to be included in our syllabus? How we come to know how long we can carry our traditional syllabus? No, we have to change with the ever-changing time. We have to match our steps with our dynamic world. And for that, what is going on, it tells us by the research so that we can change our curriculum. Then, as I just said, the professional development, professional approach, this is the most important thing. We are not making the teaching as a matter of our bread and butter, but we are taking the teaching as a profession, and which is the very important for the development of the teaching learning process. And consultancy, this is the new area of the career for the good researcher, which comes from the teaching faculty. Now, academic environment, you know that whenever you have nothing to do, you have to do the nonsense. But when you have nothing to do and you are involved in a good research, then isn't it going to improve your academic environment? Of course, yes. And most important thing, the funding. Well, to do the research, we require the funds. Of course, at initial level for the PhD, we are doing our own funds. But for the further research, go for project and get the funds from that. So, just to do the good research, you have to do the research from where you have to get the funds. Sorry. Now, we talked about why the research is important for the institute. Okay. Now you know that whenever the students are going to take the admission, on the basis of the what, they are going to select the institute. Now, with the help of the ranking, the students are selecting any university or the institution to take admission. Now the question is how that ranking is done by the NAAC or NIRF, etc. These are done on the basis of their contribution in the research. So the good quality research, good amount of the research ensures your high ranking. So any institution is involved nowadays more and more research and motivating as well as compelling to their staff, their faculty for research. Then academic status. Well, at a national or international arena, your institution, what is the status of your institution? It is decided by the research. And this is also the tool of the advertisement. You know that whenever you are getting advertisement of any university or institutions, they put that we A graded by NAAC or A plus by NAAC. What is that? They are using their high ranking to attract more and more institutions, more and more students for the admission. Then government funding. Well, we know that nowadays the MHRD or any government institutions which are funding to the universities, the funding of the government university depends upon their ranking. High ranking, good ranking means the good amount of funding. So your funding is directly related to your research, your ranking. Then, Center for Excellence. Well, if you have to make your institution as a Center for Excellence, a specialized center for a particular domain, then you have to show the good amount of the research in that particular area. And that's what the institutes are involved and motivating their faculty for more and more research on things. So now the question is how we can go for good amount of the research. As our keynote speaker just very rightly said, the research doesn't mean only a degree of PhD. Good papers in good journals with high number of citation. But how we can do that? For this, we have to go for analytical approach, quantitative research with good data work, good data analysis with the help of such kind of the workshop. This kind of the workshop is telling you how to deal with your collected data, because you can draw whatever the conclusion you want to draw with the help of your data. But what is the correct one? What is the convincing? What is the in favor of the society as a large? That is important. So I request all of participants, please be serious for such kind of the workshop. I know that whenever we are giving something to someone at free of cost, it does not value for him or her. But I am sure you will have the value for such kind of the workshop and never miss a chance to join to such kind of the workshops. So in these words, I stop myself and say thank you to the organizers for giving me the opportunity to speak with you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, Professor Vijay Kumar Nandal, sir. Undoubtedly, the points on which you are just raising your own thoughts and views were excellent. And now at present scenario, these are the demand of just in COVID era. So again, I heartiest welcome you, sir. And undoubtedly, as we know that research is an unending task and unstoppable. So the way through which we go ahead, now I would like to just intercept in a little while. I would like to invite one of the most important organizing committee member, Ms. Vaishnavi Sharma, if she is present and join us. Kindly first welcome Professor Dr. Vijay Dikshit sir the Honorable convener of this 7 days national workshop program. At present scenario, he is working as a assistant professor at the National Tribal Indira Gandhi Central University, Amarkantak. Sir, I heartily welcome you. And before you, I would like to invite Vaishnavi Sharma. If I am audible to ma'am, kindly invite Professor Vijay Dixit, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm here, sir. I'm
Yes,
sorry
you are
for
audible.
the
Correct.
misconvenience, sir. Actually, because of this connectivity problem, I was not there.
It's okay. It's okay. Please
Thank you, sir.
continue.
Thank you so much. Now, I would like to request Dr. Vijay K. Dikshit, sir, who is the assistant professor from Indira Gandhi National Tribal University, Amarkantak, for the vote of thanks.
वर्जन का डेटा देता हूँ, यदि वो 20 वर्जन का डेटा आप 16 पे भी चला सकते हैं, 17 पे भी चला सकते हैं, 18 पे भी चला सकते हैं, जो PASW के नाम से आया था, इवन आप 24 पर भी चला सकते हैं। तो इसमें सर मेरा ऐसा कोई सजेशन नहीं है, पर मैं चाहूंगा कि आपका जो अवेलेबल है, आइदर 60, 70, 80 जो वर्जन अवेलेबल है, आप उस पर अपना डेटा रन कर सकते हैं।
अगर ये बेटर रहेगा कपिल जी कि हम 20+ पर इनको लेके चले।
जी सर, मैं चाहूंगा कि आप 20 या 21 पर, हाँ, आप लोग उसको यूज कर
20 से ऊपर जितने भी हैं उसको आप डाउनलोड कर लें, फ्री डाउनलोड पॉसिबल है। तो जो इसका फ्री डाउनलोड वाला जो सेशन उसको है, उसको आप डाउनलोड करके उसको हमारे साथ ही वो प्रैक्टिस करते रहे।
जी सर,
ठीक है
सर। एक लिंक, सॉरी सर, दिस इज दीपक, मेरा नाम दीपक हुआ सर। SPSS का लिंक अगर प्रोवाइड कर लेते तो हम लोग डाउनलोड कर सकते थे।
ओके, हम लोग आना कोशिश करेंगे, आपको गूगल ड्राइव के थ्रू आपको वर्जन उपलब्ध कराएंगे सर, कोशिश करते हैं हम लोग पूरी तरह से।
यस, वैसे आप नेट पे जाके जब SPSS डालेंगे तो आप वहां से आपको मिल जाएंगे, फ्री ट्रायल वर्जन होते हैं उनके, तो फ्री ट्रायल वर्जन को आपको डाउनलोड कर लीजिए 20+ में। वैसे इस समय 26 जो है उसको भी आप कर सकते हैं।
ठीक है, थैंक यू सर।
वर्मा सर, आगे की कार्रवाई शुरू करें और नेक्स्ट सेशन को स्टार्ट करें प्लीज।
Definitely. So we are just sharing. I request Professor Dr. Vijay Dikshit sir. Sir, I want to share my PowerPoint slides. So, okay. So, present your entire screen. Yes. Yes. Now it is visible, sir. Share your. Okay. Okay. Just a minute. Okay. So, सर आपकी वॉइस आ रही है। हेलो, हाँ मैं ये कह रहा हूँ, जैसे मैं वो एरो पे क्लिक कर रहा हूँ ना, Eh?
देखिए वर्मा जी, डॉक्टर वर्मा, पहले देखिए ये जो आप एरो देख रहे होंगे नीचे, इस पे क्लिक कीजिए। इस पर क्लिक करने के जब आप इस पर क्लिक करेंगे तो आपके पास इस तरीके से एक ये डायलॉग बॉक्स ओपन होगा, जिस पर आप जाइए, विंडो पर क्लिक कीजिए। जब आप इस विंडो पर क्लिक करेंगे तो आपकी स्क्रीन शो होगी। वहां पर आपने जो भी फाइल ऑलरेडी ओपन करनी है उसको अपने डेस्कटॉप पर पहले ओपन रखिए, तो वो यहाँ पर भी डिस्प्ले हो जाएगी। फिर उसके ऊपर क्लिक करेंगे और ये जो शेयर का बटन आपको यहाँ दिख रहा है, ये फिर कैंसिल की तरह एनसर्कल्ड ब्लू लाइन में हो जाएगा, एंड देन यू हैव टू प्रेस इट। यस, आना शुरू हुआ सर। वर्मा जी, अभी सिर्फ आपकी स्क्रीन शो हो रही है, लेकिन आपने जो यस इस पर क्लिक कीजिए। यस,
Verma sir, unmute yourself.
Hello. Now I am audible, sir. Okay. So first of all, a very good evening to all at this time present, all the respective members, especially our Chief Patron, Professor Kalra, Patron, Professor V.K. Gangal sir, our conveners, Professor Vijay Kumar Dikshit sir, our workshop chair, Dr. Bhavna Johari ma'am, and undoubtedly all the respective honorable members of the organizing committee, especially our honorable president of Excel Research Management Association, Dr. Kapil Chandoria, Vaishnavi Sharma, Amrita Pandey, and rest present, all the researchers from the various parts of our country, near about, as I reported, still today, more than 20 states participants can be participated here in this 7 days National Research Workshop. And also, one of the most important thing is that with such kind of gathering, I would like again to share one of the most important thing. Through such kind of academic activities, actually, our main motive of either we are just talking about the Excel Research Management Association India or the legendary Institute of Education, Dayalbagh, the deemed University at Agra, the main motive is that to provide a such kind of something different, excellence, and one of the most fantastic knowledge regarding the research and its related activities. So now today, I'm just representing my own concepts with you people and hope it will be fruitful for all. First of all, I, Professor Dr. C.P. Verma, now at present scenario working as a head and former dean at Sanskriti University School of Management and Commerce, Mathura, wishing for you all, because it is not be an easy task to be manage such kind of things at this time in the scenario of just post-COVID-19. Though Axel Research Management Association has created another record to be breaking its all the previous records of academic programs to be just show the number of registration more than 1,000, or as I have just got the latest information from our workshop chair, Dr. Bhavna Johari ma'am, 1,161. So that is a great milestone record. And I would like to be thanks and congratulate both the institutions and organizations. Now, as we know, each and everyone, that if we are going through the meaning and definition of the term research, so basically, research, if we are just going its meaning, it's composed of two terms. The first is re, another one is search. And if we are just going to the prefix one, the re means again and again. And search, yes, of course, to be confined anything else, again and again. So research means just kind of doing activities either for to be gathering the data or the information or anything else related either to the subjective part again and again. And it's a very broad concept actually. Research is not an easy task. So it also attempts to find answer intellectual and practical questions through applications of systematic methods. Now we can say or confine there are so many systematic methods through which we can go ahead and confine our all kinds of queries related to the various topics, various things, various fields, various sectors, or whatsoever. Now also, if we are just going to be define the terms research, so we can say that the creation of new knowledge or the use of existing knowledge in a new and creative way so as to generate new concepts. Yes, of course. Now here we can use the concepts of innovation. Innovation, or the words we are using in Hindi, Navachar, something different, which was not so happened at before. As our Honorable Vice Chancellor of MCRDB University, Professor K.D. Suresh, recently told us that yes, there are so many things of innovative he can use at this time, and reaching up to such height of a university of journalism and communication, so that it will create so many milestone records, and not only on India level, but also through Asian level or worldwide level. It is one of the most remarkable university present at this time. Same as if we are just going through another new concepts, we are just using, there are so many types of different methodologies and understanding. And why we are just using such kind of different methodologies? Because the way to be confined anything else is not to be an easy task. So we can go through and not to be just showing such kind of things. Also, this concepts of research includes the concepts of synthesis and analysis of previous research. To the extent one. Why? Because until or unless we are not in positions to be doing such kind of things in past or in the brief, so how we can just dealing such kind of situations at present scenario. And now, until or unless we are not doing such kind of innovative things under the concepts of various types of research, so how we will just declare or determine or to be set what the height in future aspects. So if we want to be just know about the creative outcomes or innovative outcomes, so definitely we will go through. Now, in the slides, again, the questions related, what is the research? If we will define research, so research is a careful consideration. Yes, my dear all research scholars and the most eligible, intelligent, wise academics personalities present at this time, please gently focus on this terminology. Research means what? If we can define research, research is a careful consideration. There is a difference between a general consideration and careful consideration. A general consideration have lacked, there are so many things, but a careful consideration, this is the difference between when we are just using a general disease or a chronic disease. So if we are just going through a chronic disease, we always require the concept of research behind it. So research means a careful consideration of study regarding a particular concerns or the problems using various scientific methods. According to the American sociologist, one of the most famous American sociologists, Robert Barry. Now, according to him, research is a systematic inquiry to describe, explain, predict, and control the observed phenomenon. It involves inductive and deductive methods. That means, again, research is a systematic inquiry. Inquiry is related directly to what? According to Professor Robert Barry, number one, describe. We are able to be describe anything else. We are able to explain in a proper manner. We are able to predict regarding not only the present scenario, but also regarding the future scenario. And also we are in positions to control the observed phenomena. It also involves, yes, inductive or deductive when we are just going through the terminology. So inductive is which provides something inputs positively. And if the result is not come in favor of us or anybody else, so you may go through another deductive process or the deductive methods. So either additive or subtractive. Both types of methods we are using according to the American psychologist Professor Robert Barry. Inductive research methods analyze an observed event. Yes, of course, we can see it with recognize. Why? When we go through the deductive methods, it verify the observed event. Yes, of course. So first of all, when we go through the inductive research methods, so we require a keen eye observation. And after that, these keen eye observations, we can be proved, we can be verified with the another aspects that is very well known as deductive methods. So inductive approaches are associated with qualitative research. Yes, qualitative research. And when we are just talking about the qualitative research, and deductive methods are more commonly associated with quantitative research. So now, yes, of course, there are two variety or two types of research just coming in front of us. By this point, when we go through the qualitative research, that means we are just going to consider the inductive approach. But when we are just talking about the quantitative or research which show the numbers, mathematical parlance. So that means we are just going through the deductive methods. Now, research, why? Why research is conducted? Obviously, the reply is with a meaningful purpose. If we are having a meaningful purpose regarding a research, so definitely it identify potential and new customers, it understand existing customers, it set pragmatic goals, it is also having the purpose of develop productive market strategies, it has a purpose to address business challenges, also it has a purpose to put together a business expansion plan, and also a good research has a purpose to identify new business opportunities. Yes, of course, these are some of the key purpose which I have to be mentioned here just in front of you, right? So if we want to identify potential and new customers regarding our new launching products, so that will be confined with the R&D departments, each and every organizations or the industry or the business firm, though it will require the actual knowledge of research work. And such research work is and continue ongoing process 24/7. And this is the prime or basics of R&D department, which identify its potential and new customers. Also, if we want to know about to understand existing customer, what they are want, what they are actually want from their producer side, either they are in position to be showing such kind of things. So that is one of the most important tasks again. Now, with such kind of set pragmatic goals, it develop productive market strategies also. And if we want to be set pragmatic goals, that means there is the general goals. The general goals just impact or effect show in one direction. But when we are just talking about pragmatic goals, so it's overall impacting each and every direction, right? So not only it is good for the producer side, but also it is in favor of the target audience side also. Because finally, the feedback we will require always on behalf of them. And if the feedback is good, the feedback is right, definitely our purpose will be solved. Okay. If we put together a business expansion plan, definitely we will always require a systematic approach of research so that you can confine purpose on an initial level. And with it, first of all, we identify what the new business opportunities at present scenario, and then we will go ahead. Now we can see everywhere there is a voice of COVID scenario. So this COVID scenario, though everybody knows, create such kind of thunder and terrible impact, not only especially in our country, throughout in each and everywhere, because it is a global pandemic. But now, during this global pandemic, it also creates some new business opportunities, especially in the medical and service, especially health sector field, right? Because yes, of course, we are having such kind of things or the products which makes us safe and secure regarding colds. So definitely it will be a meaningful, or it will be possible only with a meaningful research. Okay, now, so after the title and abstracts, the introduction is the next things our audience will read most probably. Why? Because it is so vital to begin strongly. The introductory part is our opportunity to show readers and reviewers why. Because our research topic is worth reading, and it is also about why our paper warrants their attention. The introduction solves multiple purposes. It presents the background to our study, introduces our topics, aims, and gives an overview of the paper. A good introduction will provide a solid foundation and encourages readers to continue on the main parts of your paper, methods, results, and discussion. It will not be possible without knowing the concepts of research. Right now, after that, one of the most important things, the main characteristics of research. First of all, a good research follows a systematic approach. If our approach is systematic, undoubtedly we can go through fluently to capture accurate data. Yes, data accuracy play a very important and significant role. Researchers need to practice ethics and a code of conduct while making observations or drawing conclusions. Without knowing the actual base things of research ethics, we are not be in position that going through. And the main thing is that we should follow always the code of conduct while making observations or drawing conclusions. The analysis based on the logical regions. Yes, our regions should be logical. If we are just saying, okay, now we want to do research on a particular thing or topics which is meaningless, so there will be no meaningful research and we are not in position. So for identifying the actual research problem, first of all, it is one of the most important and legendary remarks. And real-time data and knowledge is derived from actual observations in natural settings. Again, there is an in-depth analysis of all data collected so that there are no anomalies associated with it. Also, it creates a path for generating new questions. Existing data helps create more research opportunities. Now, it is an analytical and use all the available data so that there is no ambiguity in inferences. Otherwise, our outputs become well. Accuracy is one of the most critical aspects of any kinds of research. Until or unless there is no accuracy during the research method or methodologies, so we cannot be confined or we cannot be reached up to a particular mark or point. Yes, of course, what is the purpose of research? So again, if we are just going the main purpose concepts, so there are basically three main purposes. The first is exploratory, the second one is descriptive, and the third one is explanatory. When we are just going through exploratory research, as its name suggests, researchers conduct exploratory studies to explore a group of questions. Right now, the same as the answers and analytics may not offer a conclusion to the perceived problem. It is undertaken to handle new problems, area that have not been explored before. So this exploratory process lays the foundation for more conclusive data collection and analysis. Now, when we go through the descriptive research, definitely we will go through a complete description form, which is having data collection. Descriptive research studies describes the behavior of a sample population. Only one variable is required to conduct the study. The three primary purpose of only one variable is required to conduct the study, right? So descriptive studies are describing, explaining, and validating the findings. For example, a study conducted to know if top-level management leader in the 21st century are in position, so it will just create it, such kind of things, and right to receive a considerable sum of money from the company's profit. Now we go through the next purpose, and that is explanatory. So definitely we require a causal or explanatory research, which is conducted to understand the impact of specific change in existing standard procedures. Running experiments is the most popular form. For example, a study that is conducted to understand the effect of rebranding on customer loyalty. Now, yes, it is a comparative analysis for better understanding. When we go through the exploratory research, descriptive research, or explanatory research. So here you are just seeing approach used regarding exploratory research and descriptive, unstructured, and explanatory showing the structures. So that means its overall final conclusion is highly structured. Same as conducted through asking questions, and by using hypothesis methods also. Now the time, early stage of decisions, later stage of decisions making, we are using in explanatory, and later stage of decision making. So such kind of table form we can go through the comparative analysis for better understanding. Now when we are going through the various types of research methods and examples, so we are seeing here basically we follow the two types of research. First is qualitative, other one is quantitative. When we go through the qualitative methods, so definitely it collects data using conversational methods, using open-ended questions. The responses collected are essentially non-numerical, and these methods help our researchers understand what participants think and why they live in a particular way. There are so many methods of qualitative research. Types of qualitative methods include one-to-one interview. We can go through focus groups, ethnographic studies, text analysis, case studies, or whatsoever, etc. Now, when we go through the quantitative methods, so definitely we go through the survey research, descriptive research, or correlational research. Yes, of course, most of the time the researchers go through this one. The secondary data helps a lot in this types of research. How we can ensure about our data? So it is essential to ensure it. Why? The reason behind that, because if we go through its validity, we found it logical, rigorous, and impartial. Now, if data is accurate, so free of errors and including required details, if our data is reliable, so other people who investigate in the same way can produce similar results. If our data is timely arranged, so correct and collected within an appropriate time frame, and same if our data is complete, so it includes all the data you need to support your business decisions. Now, for every research, we require either primary or the secondary data. So, not here to be going, or if we want to be just, yes, of course. One of the most important slide is there are 10 steps in research process. Just in front of you, I'm just sharing. Any research process contains a series of closely related activities which has to carry out by researchers. These research process requires patience, and there is no measures that shows your research is one of the best research, because every research is an unending task. From where our researchers think that, okay, either his or her research is complete, then again after some time, our new researchers can start from there. So the main steps during a business research process or a social research process includes, number one, selection of research problems. Yes, of course, one of the most important one is selection of accurate research problem. The second one is extensive literature survey. Yes, of course, we are doing survey, but that literature survey should be specific, extensive, not in a general. Now, the third step is making hypothesis. Yes, of course. But no, it is not being confirmed that either we are using in each and every research hypothesis. Sometimes we require it, then we go through, or sometimes maybe not. The fourth one is preparing the research design. The fifth one is sampling. Now, the sixth one is data collection. The seventh is data analysis. The eighth is hypothesis testing, one of the most important one. The ninth one is generalization and interpretations. Or the 10th one is preparation of reports. Actually, these are the 10 steps we are using in research process. But the main thing is that most of the time we will go through in a systematic way, and definitely such kind of steps we will be discussed later on in the various sessions when we go through. Yes, of course. Another one of the most important slide, which is showing the importance of research. So the main purpose of research are to inform actions, gather evidences or theories, and contribute to developing knowledge in the field of study. Why research is necessary and valuable in our daily lives for everyone, the reason behind that, and that will make the great impact or the great importance of research and research related activities in our daily routine life. Now, one of the most important points which is showing the great importance of research is it is a tool for building knowledge and facilitating learning. Yes, of course. If we want to create such kind of knowledge build-up, which will be facilitated to a learning process. Because without knowing, actually, without focus on learning process, we are not be able to explain anything else in such a way and confine it. Another one of the most important point is the great importance showing it is a means to understand issues and increase public awareness. Yes, of course, with the help of such kind of research, we can go through, and not especially it depends on our past. If we will not be successful, that at present scenario we will not be successful. If we are just following the concepts of importance of research, these points, so we will go through the next step and successfully. Another, you are showing this point. Research also helps us succeed in business. Yes, the great importance of research, which is showing us more helpful into succeed in various business and business related activities. We can go through it with the help of research. Now, research allow us to disprove lies and support truths. Yes, of course. With the help of research, we can go through and disprove which is not be right or prove which is correct. Research is also a means to find cause and seize opportunities. Yes, of course. Until and unless, now everybody knows the concepts of SWOT: strength, weakness, opportunity, and threats. And if we will go through such concepts, we always require such kind of importance. Research also promotes a love of and confidence in reading, writing, analyzing, and sharing valuable information. It also provides nourishment and exercise for the mind of the living beings. Until if we are in position, so definitely we will go through such kind of points. And now, please kindly, if I'm just going through yes. So, if I conclude this topic regarding the meaning, process, and importance. So, it is not definitely easy task to be concluded in 40 minutes. And definitely, though, if anything else from your side, either in query form or suggestion form, you are most welcome. My dear all, anything else, you are welcome for the question answer session. Or if anything else in suggestion forms, you are most welcome. Yes, sir. Yes, if there is anything else from your side, most welcome. Yes, please. Okay, sir. So thank you so much. Now, just on behalf of the Honorable Convener side, so I request you to kindly announce the session ending and most welcome for the tomorrow session. Yes, Professor Dr. Vijay Dikshit, sir.
तो मैं सिर्फ ये पूछना चाह रही थी सर कि हम लोग हिंदी सब्जेक्ट से हैं, तो जो थोड़ा सा अगर बीच में आप लोग हमारी भाषा का भी अगर ध्यान रखें, क्योंकि हम लोगों को भी FDPs लगानी है, तो थोड़ा सा समझने में कहीं कहीं प्रॉब्लम्स आ रही हैं। कुछ तकनीकी विद्वान आप जैसे बालेंद्र दीदी हैं, तो या कुछ और रिसर्च मेथोडोलॉजी से कंसर्न्ड हिंदी के विद्वान अगर आ सकते हैं एज रिसोर्स पर्सन, तो विल बी थैंकफुल टू यू सर। हम लोगों को अच्छा लगेगा अपनी भाषा में सुन के। सर एक रिक्वेस्ट है, रेस्ट अप टू यू।
यस प्लीज।
मैंने पूरा दोनों सेशन अटेंड किए हैं सर। थोड़ी सी दिक्कत आई तो मुझे लगा कि आपके नोटिस में लाना चाहिए। थैंक यू सो मच सर।
No, you are always welcome. Kiran ji, just listen. We are just trying our best efforts to be conclude and satisfy you.
Verma ji, just a minute. वर्मा जी जस्ट किरण मैम, हमें आपकी जो कंसर्न है वो अच्छा लगा, और हम अपनी तरफ से पूरी कोशिश करेंगे कि हम जो भी बात कर रहे हैं, जैसे कपिल जी ने अपनी थोड़ी सी संक्षिप्त भाषण में कहा था कि जितना होगा हम हिंदी भी कवर करेंगे और इंग्लिश भी कवर करेंगे। ऐसा नहीं है कि हमारे पास किसी की भाषा का या कोई भी ऐसा, जो भी इम्पोर्टेंट चीज होगी वो हम कोशिश करेंगे कि उसको बायलैंग्वेज में हम आपके सामने रख सकें। लैंग्वेज इज नॉट ए
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद सर। सर आपने समझा इस तथ्य को, यही मेरे लिए काफी है।
नहीं,
एक्चुअली मैं एसोसिएट प्रोफेसर हूँ, मुझे जरूरत नहीं है एमबीबीएस की, लेकिन मुझे नॉलेज लेना बहुत अच्छा लगता है। लेकिन थोड़ा कहीं अगर कमी है तो मुझे लगा कि एक बार जरूर कहना चाहिए। थैंक यू सो मच सर।
बिल्कुल सही बात है आपकी, और हम आपकी इस भावनाओं की कदर करते हैं। और आगे हम जो भी जो भी स्पीकर्स होंगे, हम आपकी इस भावना को उनसे अवगत करा देंगे और उस मामले में पूरा आपका ध्यान रखा जाएगा।
और सर जो आप इसका फीडबैक लेंगे उसके लिए भी प्लीज थोड़ा सा लैंग्वेज पे थोड़ा जो है वो फ्लेक्सिबल रखिएगा, क्योंकि फीडबैक आपने हमसे लेना है, तो उसके लिए भी लैंग्वेज पे फ्लेक्सिबल रहिएगा। थैंक यू सो मच सर।
ठीक है, ओके, थैंक यू। दीक्षित सर, जो भी हमारे स्पीकर हों उनसे हम शुरू में इस चीज को थोड़ा सा उनसे हम रिक्वेस्ट कर लें कि वो हमारे सभी जो प्रतिभागी हैं उनका ध्यान रखते हुए अपनी जो लैंग्वेज है उसको पूरी तरीके से दोनों ही बोर्ड में रखें तो बेटर रहेगा। ठीक है, ओके ओके। नहीं, हम बिल्कुल आगे से इस चीज को ध्यान रखेंगे और इसका पूरा हम इसको अपनी तरफ से पूरी कोशिश करेंगे। ठीक, तो
सर मैंने अपने कॉलेज से जो असिस्टेंट प्रोफेसर हैं जिनको वास्तव में इसका फायदा होने वाला है एपीआई स्कोर में, मैंने 3-4 लोगों को जोड़ा है, क्योंकि सर मेरा तो मतलब हो चुका, मेरा तो एसोसिएट चल रहा है, लेकिन मैंने पॉलिटिकल साइंस में से, हिस्ट्री और फिलॉसफी में से 3-4 लोगों को जोड़ा है जो वेरियस कॉलेजेस से हैं लेकिन मेरे कंसर्न में है। थैंक यू सर।
One more thing, we could consider the suggestions from the participant side on regular basis, and undoubtedly one of the most important thing is that now we are just trying our level the best efforts to be providing such kind of knowledge on the dais from the Accredited Research Management Association team, so that the actually confined knowledge of research reaches, because in research terminologies there are some things which we will be just confined with the researchers or the associates or whatsoever the industry persons. So you are always most welcome being in participants, and I hope especially on behalf of the patron of this 7th days National Research Methodology Workshop Program. Once again, I congratulate you and thank you so much. Declare for the tomorrow session, all of you will again join at 6 p.m. onwards and on regular basis in between 6 to 8. Such kind of programs, running mode, continue mode, will ongoing, and definitely once again our heartiest thanks goes to our technical team, because as I have already mentioned on an initial level, without your support, it will not be possible, it will not be an easy task to manage such kind of programs in online mode. So thank you so much. I think yes, Dr. Kapil Raj Chandoria sir is available.
Sorry for interruption, sir.
Say something.
हाँ, सॉरी फॉर इंटरप्शन सर। मैं ये बताना चाहूंगा कि कल का जो है वो संडे के कारण लीव रहेगा और नेक्स्ट सेशन जो है वो थर्ड है, यानी कि मंडे से 6 PM ऑनवर्ड टू 8 PM रहेगा सर। और ये लास्ट तक रहेगा सर, ये वैलिडिटी तक। जी सर, यदि किसी कारण से हमारा क्या शेड्यूल अगर कि हमने किसी को गलत भेज दिया है या उसमें कुछ और टाइम दिखा रहा है तो उसको करेक्ट कर लें, नोटिफाई करें कि 6 PM से 8 PM तक रोज ये टेक्निकल सेशन रहेंगे इवनिंग में। बस सर इतना ही बोलना था मुझे। थैंक यू वेरी मच।
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for this correction. So on regular basis, our technical schedules of this 7 days National Research Methodology Workshop on Social Sciences will be ongoing in between 6 PM to 8 PM onwards. So meet on Monday at 6 PM. Till then, have a nice day. Wishing for you all. And once again, thank you so much. Good night.